This is Oldecam for OFN with comments on the headlines of the day. Not a spring chick's not here today because she is doing something with her glasses. Mexicans say changing NAFTA may force them to move to the United States. Basically people are unhappy with them here now, and if that happens, they're going to really be unhappy with them. Venezuela and Ecuador break Colombia ties over aid. Mr. Chavez is trying to emulate his hero Fidel. UK enlisted astrologer to fight Hitler. When I was a young person, the history teachers used to talk about the astrologers that the British were using to fight Hitler. Texas, Ohio could decide Democratic nomination. Well, not unless they can find something to offer Hillary better than the presidency of the United States. Ahmadinejad, U.S. power crippling in Iraq. Well, they just want us out so they can be crippling in Iraq. Luxury homes burn in apparent echo attack. Unfortunately, some people feel the best way to make a point is to cause lots of destruction. Obama decries assuring Canada on NAFTA. Well, there's a memo that says he did, so somebody is sort of fibbing. Iran condemns Security Council sanctions. It's just hard to understand how a country that produces as much oil they do doesn't have the means of turning that oil into power for their own people. Fed chief mortgage crisis to continue. Well, it will continue until the prices of the house get in line to what people can actually afford to pay. Clinton's under pressure to bow out if she loses today. Well, since she didn't become a senator to be a senator, they have no reason to bow out, does she? Israel considers return to Gaza. Well, if you don't do it right the first time, you end up having to go back in and back in and back in and back in. Millions awarded in the Jackson taping suit. They're going to have fun trying to get it from the people that were illegally taping Jackson in his airplane. Approaching age 72 this year, McCain would be the oldest president ever elected. It is certain to face doubts and questions that come with that distinction. The United States is the only nation in the world where people that are my age are looked down upon. Everywhere else, they consider people my age to have lived life long enough to actually learn something from them. BP boost reserve for Texas blast claims. Would it have simply been a lot easier to begin with if all they did was fix the problems before they happened? Colombia Chavez funding FARC rebels. With every day he becomes more and more like his hero Fidel. Automakers suffer February double whammy. Until they learn, like the house makers, is you can't charge people more than they can afford to pay, they're going to continue to have a whammy. Fuel cells make power for homes in Japan. Well, they can make powers for homes here too, but it has to do with the expense, not of the fact whether they work or not. New Mexico attracts solar and manufacturing plant. No, solar energy is really a good source of energy. The problem is you really can't store it, and then there's the days that it's cloudy and you can't use it. Oregon's conducting a one-of-a-kind lottery and the prize is health insurance. Basically, it's a PR gimmick by the Democrats to run the state to show just how desperate people are for health care. High on Mount Sinai. Well, there are those that will try to convince you that everything that the people saw with Moses was actually the work of hallucinogens and not actually of any divine interference. Marines investigate puppy throwing video. It's a sorry thing if that actually happened, and it's just as sorry if it's just people trying to destroy someone's life. The Massachusetts legislature has proposed health care legislation that would mandate statewide adoption of electronic media records, meaning somebody else will be able to hack in to get stuff that you don't want people to know about. Angry Barack Obama bombarded by media. Well, Mr. Obama is finding out what it's like to be at the top, because when you're at the top, everybody wants to bring you down, even if they love you. Less television, computer gaming may keep children slimmer. Now, why is it you can get a study on this, which everybody knows is in existence, and you can't get enough studies on medicines that people are given? Why the flu strikes in cold weather? Well, because if it striked in warm weather, you'd be a heck of a lot more comfortable than you are in cold weather. Democrats keep moving further to the left, and they will continue to move to the left until they understand the majority of people are in the middle. California's top courts hears argument today on whether matrimony should be limited to a man and a woman. Well, can't we keep some traditions alive and simply make amends for an alternate means? Democrats to pay for their programs would save money. Has anyone ever seen any saved money actually go into saving money? Microsoft grows web business services. With every passing day, they show that they actually don't need Yahoo for anything else than to get rid of Yahoo. Red tax for overseas Delta carry-ons is just another means for them to be able to charge you more in the future. Center for Disease Control warns of safety problems in clinics. Well, when you're trying to cut costs and make more money, that generally happens. Delegate math could cloud results in Texas. That's because they're using mathematics from the presidential election 4 years ago and not current math. The money builders market of the animal kingdom. Why is it when you're successful, you always want to try to be something other than what made you successful?